Welcome back, everybody. This is JenSandwiches, here to take another bite out of Zombie Exodus Safe Haven. I think last time I left off, we're in my house preparing everything, and then that creepy guy was outside staring at us and, creeping. So, let's see. It's 5:45 p.m. I believe it's still the first day. Yeah, outbreak day 0. Okay. What should I do next? How am I? That would be a better question. I'm kind of tired. Maybe I should rest a little bit. Maybe that would be a good idea. Or I could have a meal. Have I even eaten all day? Did I even get to eat the popcorn from when me and Derek went on our date? Let's have a meal. Let's try it. Your stomach churns and throat feels dry, so you head into the kitchen for a quick meal. You haven't eaten since the morning and need to get some fuel into your belly. Having a well-stocked kitchen means you have a wide range of food. You're not sure how long it will all last and have no idea when, where, or how you'll restock. Will grocery stores be open tomorrow? Being an excellent cook, you know how to stretch out your meals. Considering you have 20 meals worth of food, fuck that. I'm terrified of running out of food. I'm making a small meal. Despite your hunger, you know it's sensible to conserve food early, since it may have to last a few days at least. You gather a snack-sized portion instead of cooking a larger meal. After the meal, you consider your next move. You check the time, 6 o'clock p.m. Just then, you hear bells ringing and realize something tripped your early warning system. Oh, God. You rush towards the sound of the bells in the front of the house and peek through the space in the boards covering a side window. A slender figure hobbles across your lawn. A man dressed in a designer workout suit. His arms hang by his side but bow outward, and his legs twitch as they take each step. When he turns toward the front of the house, you see the real signs of infection. The yellow skin, the green marks, the fogged-over eyes with dark pupils flitting around like goldfish in a cloudy bowl. Ugh. Brown strands of drool waver from his mouth to his chin, and for some reason, whether coincidence or hidden sense, he looks at your front door as if he knows something lives behind it. He climbs the stairs and stops at the front door, eyes fixed forward and head tilted to the side. Ew. Oh God, okay, there's no way he can break in. He'll wander away. I doubt that. Without hesitation, I kill him. I'll sneak around and deal with him out in the open. I mean, I'm strong. I probably could kill it from here. Let's see. The zombie stands at your front door, his eyes searching for a way in. He's not going anywhere and needs to be put out of his unliving misery. You look around the room and consider the weapons you'll use to kill the zombie. For a primary weapon, you choose the... Well, I don't want to kill it with a gun, because that might just bring all the other zombies right to me. So... maybe I'll use the hammer. As your secondary weapon, you choose the... pistol? You unlock the door and remove the wood you laid against the frame. As the door swings open, you retreat a few steps. You raise the hammer. You've been trained to use this weapon. It feels light, and your muscles are relaxed. This should be the same as countless other times you've attacked before. But this is different. This fight means more. This zombie, this thing, has one purpose: to kill. The zombie lumbers forward, cranes his mouth wide, and lifts his hands. Strands of thick saliva connect his top and bottom rows of teeth, and a long tongue darts out of his mouth like a hissing snake. Ew! You swing, knowing the only way to kill the infected is by destroying the brain. You aim for the head. The hammer cracks the zombie's skull, shattering the bone in one blow. A large wad of flesh hangs off of his forehead, exposing the brownish-pink brain behind it. His body seizes up, and a low growl rises in his throat. His legs stiffen, but his arms go limp. Like a falling tree, he teeters to the side and crashes to the ground. He stirs, and you step forward and bring the hammer down once more and end the zombie's life. Ew, I just ate too. Ugh. You sit beside the dead zombie. That thing you killed was a man before, with friends and a family. He had hopes and dreams. The virus took them all away, and you ended what's left. You find a sheet of plastic in storage and roll the body up. You don't think about the task, but just work to clean the blood and drag the body outside. The details blur, and you don't think of what you're doing until it's over. You wash your hands and face and change your clothes. Thinking of what just happened, you feel, concerned about my survival, upset for the loss of life, demoralized, upset at the taking of a life, afraid for my safety, intrigued, excited, glad society is falling. Jeez. I'm gonna put this one: anxious to find and help other survivors, because why not? Zombies are real. The virus has come to nightfall, and everything's about to change. Society will soon break down, plunging the world into a new dark age. People everywhere will struggle to survive, and you need to seek them out and aid them in any way possible. Time passes, and you know the outbreak won't wait while you contemplate the threat of the infected. You check the time, 6:45 p.m. Oh, this is like, oh, it's so realistic in a way because it feels like the evening is just dragging and dragging, and like if this was actually happening in real life, that's how it would feel. Because you're just anticipating every bad thing and thinking about every little move you have to do. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna rest for a little while now. You're already tired, so resting for a few minutes seems like a reasonable course of action. You sit on the couch and close your eyes. Just as your eyes close, images of the day's events flicker through your mind. The infected, the chaos, the death. What is being done to stop this virus? Will we ever be safe again? How will we survive? In the haze of your half-asleep mind, you think of your family and friends, your career, your life. Though you hope this apocalypse is just a dream, when you awake, you'll know the truth, and it's out there, waiting and hungry. Ugh. Okay, now it's 7:45. Am I more rested now? Do I feel better? Wow, that didn't do much. Ugh, that didn't do much at all. Okay, well, I guess let's check. I'm kind of interested to see what's on the news. Let's see. You flip on the TV in the living room. On the screen, a female announcer talks over images of police attempting to control a busy intersection in downtown Nightfall as the infected attack. Here you see live coverage of police activity at Bridge and Langford Streets in the shopping district, where two infected charged at a police barricade. Earlier, those two infected forced their way into a car driven by an unidentified local businessman and attacked him viciously. The announcer pauses and presses on an earpiece. We have video of the earlier attack and remind everyone that this footage may not be suitable for young viewers or those sensitive to violence. The newscaster shifts in her seat and drinks from a Channel 8 mug. For those still with us, here's the video of that horrific attack. A scene flashes on screen of a man in a business suit inside a silver luxury sedan waiting at a red light, when a group of infected surround the car. One smashes the driver's side window. Whoa! I didn't think that they were that cognitive to do that, or that strong. That's scary. Okay, one smashes the driver's side window, and another climbs through the jagged hole. The audio picks up growls and screams as the infected squeeze into the car, ripping their own skin on broken glass. Blood spurts across the windshield from the inside, and the video freezes. The announcer returns to the screen. Governor Hickenlooper has issued a 9 o'clock curfew and called in the National Guard to help quell disturbances throughout the greater Nightfall area. The screen shifts to more footage of random attacks across the state. Government officials are telling everyone to stay indoors, lock up, and not to open the door for anyone other than uniformed police or members of the National Guard. Avoid contact with infected individuals, and if someone you know becomes infected, you are instructed to quarantine them in another area of your home and notify police immediately by dialing 911. Like they're gonna come. The station cuts into the national broadcast and joins Mark Jennings, a veteran newscaster with a deep voice. His eyes are bloodshot, and the corner of his mouth twitches as he speaks. The White House has only stated that this viral outbreak has been categorized as a global pandemic, and they are working with other countries and the World Health Organization to develop a plan to combat the disease. We expect the president to hold a press conference later this evening at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. The CDC, together with leading scientists, are developing a vaccine, and they are working with state governments on quarantine protocols. The Red Cross and FEMA are bringing in supplies and health aid to highly affected areas. Okay. You check the time, 8:45 p.m. A commotion from outside draws your attention to the front window. It's tough to see through the boards covering the glass, but you find a hole. A sizable group of your neighbors are crowding the curb outside a home in the middle of the block. From the first-floor window, a tall, older man with a thick gray and black beard leans out and yells at the people gathered. Shouts are exchanged back and forth between the crowd and the old man. "Send him outside! He's infected! Bring him here!" Oh my god, where's our fucking mob? You recognize the older man as Sam Makarov, a retired firefighter who lives with his teenage son, Peter. They moved in 2 years ago, and though you've exchanged a good morning here and there, neither have been approachable. Among the crowd are mainly strangers, some holding long sticks, and one has a baseball bat over his shoulder. In the back is Mrs. Ortega, a middle-aged woman who lives around the corner, and next to her stands Tommy Monroe, who must be home from college. As you stare out the window, you notice the crowd is getting more and more riled, and Mr. Makarov slams his window shut and pulls the shade down. Through the edge of the blinds peek two hands. Okay. Through the edge of the blinds peek two hands in the shadow of a head, but they quickly disappear. Instead of anyone in the mob leaving, a few people bang on the front door. Then a bottle flies and shatters against the brick wall. A woman in the front of the pack seems to lead them as she points at the door and rallies the crowd. Seeing this, you decide to... God, why are they being such assholes? Leave that old man alone and whoever else is infected inside of his house. I could call the police. I know that's not going to do anything. I'm not going to ignore it. Go outside and approach. Yeah, let's learn more about what's going on. You can't stay inside while all of the action's out there. What if the crowd turns violent and it becomes a riot which threatens your home? And why is this crowd interested in the Makarovs? Heading over is the only way to find out. You leave your home and rush down the street towards the crowd. As you approach, you notice one of the women in front, Kelly Klein, who's holding a stick in her hand and waving it at the Makarov house. You've never met her before, but you've seen her segment on the local news when she reviews hipster restaurants and music venues. Her long black hair whips around her face as she moves, and she wears a black t-shirt which shows off her tattooed arms. She spots you coming and leaves her place at the front of the crowd. "Hey, glad you're here," she says, and takes you to the front of the Makarov house. "The kid in there is infected. His father won't admit it and won't bring his son out here so we can see for ourselves, but maybe he'll listen to you." If what she says is true, an actual infected person living in your neighborhood, the virus could easily spread, endangering everyone. Plus, he'll eventually turn into a zombie. But it sounds like Kelly and the rest of the crowd only suspect that he's infected. Kelly turns and faces the crowd. "Hey everyone, listen up. We have a soldier here now. He'll make the infected kid come out." She turns to you and leans in close. "Should we knock on the door, or do you want to talk to the crowd first?" As you speak with Kelly, the crowd pushes closer to the house, and some are readying rocks and bottles to throw. What the fuck is wrong with people? God, just leave them alone. I don't think the virus spreads that way. Let's see, what proof do you have? Why are you assuming I'm going to help? I convince them the son's not infected, get the crowd riled up so they break in. I tell them to go home. Demand to enter the house. I head back home. I don't think I'm very persuasive. Let's see. Oh wait. I forget what menu that's on. Yeah, it's here. Okay. I'm not a good leader either. I don't think these people are gonna listen to me. Oh, shit. Well, you know what? I'm gonna try my best to be nice to everyone. But actually, I need to check one last thing. I need to check if any of these people are actually going to matter. Nope. Alright, cool. So in that case, yeah, what proof do you have? I was doing a report on the restaurant around the corner, and my car is parked over there, Kelly says and points to a silver hybrid by the curb. I passed by the window and saw this guy, maybe in his late teens, standing there, shivering and huddled under a blanket. His skin looked yellow, and he was twitching and making weird facial expressions. I'm telling you, he's infected, and when he turns into a zombie, he'll kill that old man and likely kill a lot more. The crowd in earshot of Kelly's speech all show signs of support and appear on the edge of breaking down the front door. A bottle passes overhead and shatters on the brick wall. Kelly holds up her hands to hold back any further action. What's it going to be? You bringing that kid out, or do we have to do it? No, leave them alone. I don't want them to hurt this kid. It's probably not even the same fucking kid. God. I'm gonna try to convince them that he's not infected, but I don't think it's gonna work. Maybe if I knock on the door? Oh, I'm sorry if I get you killed. I'm sorry. If the crowd gets any more incited, they'll riot and break into the Makarov house. Violence will likely erupt, and you need to help mediate the situation before it leads to that. You climb the front steps and knock on the front door. Mr. Makarov, this is Sergeant Derek Schmidt. May I please speak with you? The people out here are worried, and if I could speak with you for a few minutes, maybe we can resolve— Go away! Damn you all! Mr. Makarov yells through the door, and you hear the stomping of boots walking away from inside. The mob grows louder and angrier. A bottle flies overhead, striking the brick wall behind you, showering the pavement and glass. Rocks now strike the windows, and a few people in the mob rush up and pound on the front door. Voices rise above it all, calling for the infected boy to be delivered outside. As the crowd chants their demands, the second-floor window opens, and Mr. Makarov leans outside and shouts down at the mob. Get out of here, all of you! He drags a long rifle through the window, aims it, and fires it once into the air with a boom. Panicked screams rise from the crowd. People scatter in all directions. Some run behind parked cars, while most sprint down the street or return to their own homes to escape the madness of what's unfolding. You are tossed aside as several large figures barrel into you on their way past. Kelly stands her ground at the front steps. Your son is sick. He'll infect us all. Leave my home! Mr. Makarov yells, and he aims down at a trash can and fires, sending the bin into the porch of a nearby house. Garbage flies into the air, littering the area. At this, even Kelly rushes away, and you cross the street and head home, unsure of what Mr. Makarov might target next. From the far edge of the street, a voice booms through a bullhorn. This is the National Guard. Your area is under a strict curfew. Return to your homes. A trio of armed Humvees roll through the street in a line, and the voice of a soldier reverberates through mounted speakers, repeating the message. You rush down the street. Spotlights shine from each vehicle, shooting bright circles from house to house. Doors open and close. Curtains slide past windows, and the street turns desolate, save for the 3 roaring military trucks. Mr. Makarov and his rifle disappear, and the lights turn off in his home. As the spotlight passes their home, invading it with a beam of bright white, you run inside and lock the doors. From a distance comes the shrill howl of the living dead mixed with gunfire, reminding you that this is the safest place to be for now. I don't like how they're howling outside. That's scary. And it's already been 20 minutes? Oh my god, okay. Well, I guess I'm out of time. That sucks. Alright. I'm out of time for right now. I'll get back to it soon, okay? Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.